Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Steckline Report. Out on the farm, the Steckline Ponderosa, where we're starting to plant wheat now. Trying to get it dusted in, or maybe a little bit of rain helped us here and there, depending upon where our land was. In the meantime, folks, we've got our soybeans harvested. And guess what? If you'd like to be a farmer like we have been for 50 years, in the past you've had to buy your farm ground. First, that was first. Not now. What do you mean, not now? You can buy stock in a company that owns farm ground, and you can call yourself a farmer. Stand by. I want to talk about that in a minute.
My grandfather came across the plains from Missouri in the 1860s and ran a hotel and stage stop here with livery stable, and it's been in the family ever since. We run probably about 100 cows here and 250 over at the other ranch. I'm sure there are other banks we could have dealt with, but they've been so friendly and know what the ups and downs are in the business. American Ag Credit is like a family for us for financial help.
Well, folks, there isn't any doubt about it. If you wanted to be a farmer, you had to start with owning land. You had to go buy it. Right now, with the prices increased the way they have over the past 2 or 3 years, it's been pretty tough for farmers to get started if they were non-farmers, no doubt about that. And with the prices dropping now, it might even be a lot tougher to get your loan through that you were thinking about buying farm ground. So what are people doing? Buying stock in a company on NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange that farms. And then they can walk around New York and say they're a farmer. Well, this is what's happened. And let me tell you something. This could lead to a big deal in agriculture. It also could be nothing. So we're not going to get too excited today, because the amount of land that these two companies own is just a drop in the bucket compared to what's out here across the United States. But Gladstone Land Association, they raised $57 million in January of 2013 in an initial public offering. They own about 7,000 acres of farms, 28 farms, 7,000 acres in California, Florida, Michigan, Oregon, and Arizona. Farmland Partners, they cranked up about $53 million on their initial public offering. In April of this year, they own 41 farms, 23,630 acres, and they've got another under contract 4,000 acres, and those are in Arkansas, Louisiana, and Nebraska. Both funds, not big compared to the number of acres we have in the United States, but it's the start of something. Will it finish? And how will it finish? That's the billion-dollar question. Some farm lenders are getting a piece of the action too, which gets my attention. For example, in late August, Farmland Partners scored a coup with the initial issuance of a $20.7 million 3-year interest-only note. 3-year interest-only note from guess who? Farmer Mac. Farmer Mac was put together in the 80s to help broke farmers. What are they doing out here doing that? Oh, they're all excited about it. Needless to say, they're going to loan big dollars, so consequently that could be something interesting if it continues to grow. Now here's what I'm thinking. These old boys may not have the return on investment that they think they might have, because they're looking at 3-4 years in the past that have been the best agriculture's ever had. I can just see these companies selling stock to people saying, look what this has done. Oh yeah, I bet they don't go back more than 4 years. And guess what? They better not go forward more than 2 or 3, because the price of these commodities changing so much is going to make a whole lot of difference on the bottom line of every farmer. And especially those big corporations who I don't think farm nearly as well as a farmer that takes care of his own land. That's always been a problem. That's why corporation farming's really failed. I know there are a lot of them out there, and I'm talking about corporations that are made up of city slickers. I'm not talking about a farmer and his son and son-in-law and mother-in-law and all. That's a different corporation. But these big corporate farms did not make it. There were several of them in Colorado, and I'm kind of guessing maybe we shouldn't get too excited about these people because they may not make it. Hey, quickly though, on another case, they say this climate change that we've got, and I don't think we've got one, depends on what year you're talking about. It changed here this year because we got more rain, but next year it might be dry. So I'm not going there except to tell you that the so-called Spurtexes are saying that there's going to be more land available, especially in Russia, Brazil and other areas because of warming up trends. Canada is included. Well, that's probably true, but they also come back and tell you that it's not the good land. It's marginal land. And in fact, the good producing land in this country will go downhill in the next 20 to 30 years. So if you see that in the headlines, don't get too excited about it either. In all events, what we need to do is try to get our farm prices up. I don't know how we do that without a wreck on production, but that can happen. So don't sell out too quick. See you on the next Steckline.